What was Bruce Banner doing, before he died? Was he happy not being the Hulk? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Today we're going to be covering a 2-issue arc that happened before Amadeus Cho's reaction to the death of Bruce Banner. This is going to answer the question of, was Bruce Banner happy when he didn't have to turn into the Hulk? Did he lead a peaceful life? Before they killed him. Our story begins 4 months ago, with Bruce Banner waking up in the middle of the street from another blackout. The only thing he can think of while he grabs a shirt from the nearby house is how many lives did he just ruin? How many billions of dollars in property damage did he just destroy? There is one thing that he does know, and that's that he's in hell, because he's the Incredible Hulk. A short while later, Bruce heads down the road to a bar to make a phone call, and as he talks to the bartender, a customer notices Bruce wearing his shirt. The man comes over punching him, calling him a thief, and Bruce tries to control his anger. But as the man continues to yell, Bruce sees nothing happen. He gets up laughing and he leaves, but the man continues to follow. The man grabs a hold of Bruce ready to punch him, and then a green hand reaches out and stops him. Bruce looks up and asks, "Amadeus?" And Amadeus tells him, "Pretty awesome, huh?" After jumping through the Mojave Desert, Bruce asks him what's going on, and Amadeus explains that he cured him. Now Amadeus is the Hulk, check it out! The two enter into Bruce's old hideout, and Bruce says that he's been working on a cure for years, and Amadeus finishes stating, "I just finished the job." Back when Hulk was being a hero and absorbing the radiation from a collapsing nuclear facility, the Hulk started to have a meltdown of his own. With all of the smartest minds in the Marvel Universe working on this project, Tony determined that the only option to save everyone from that meltdown was to teleport the Hulk into the negative zone. But that's when he showed up, and not saying that he's the smartest person in the world, just the 8th, he fixed everything. Bruce asks what did he do, and Amadeus tells him, "It's a trade secret, but now you're totally gamma-free." Bruce takes the scanner and he shines it at Amadeus, stating, "Yeah, but you're not." Amadeus changes back into the Hulk, stating, "Yeah, but this is a good look on me." After leaving, Amadeus tells Bruce that he's had some anger issues on a whole nother level, but he's different. His Hulk is different. As he jumps away, Amadeus says that he doesn't have to worry about him. He's going to save the world and it's gonna be awesome. But him? Bruce Banner is finally free. As the night sets, Bruce sits and meditates, thinking about how he's never been cured before. And no matter what the machines state, he can still feel him under the skin. Or can he? The next day, Bruce heads out to do the things that he's never been able to do before, like race around in a car at high speeds, cross a river and be chased by a bear, and then fall off the cliff while being chased by that bear. And finally, he returns to the place where he caused so much destruction, Las Vegas. Even though all of the people run away at the sight of Bruce continues to play. That is, until he hears the voice of Tony Stark calling out to him. Tony tells him that he got Amadeus' data and it shows him totally gamma-free, but he does have one question to ask. Is he trying to kill himself? Bruce asks what does he mean, and Tony explains that he's been watching him ever since the cure. All he's been doing is putting himself in terrible danger. After all of the things that he's done, just one person out of the 10,000 people in the street need to recognize him and take a shot. And then Tony changes his tone and tells Bruce, "It's not your fault." Bruce says that he doesn't know what he's talking about, and Tony continues to state that he knows that he doesn't want to think about this. And then Bruce tells him, "Shut up." Inside Bruce's head, he begins to think about all of the things that he's done as the Hulk, the places that he's been. But Bruce tells Tony that he's got a bigger problem to worry about, and that's forgiving him. The anger starts to build up in Bruce, and he shouts, "It's my fault, and I'll never forget that." But everyone kept pushing and pushing when I just wanted to be left alone. Bruce slams his fist down, but he doesn't change. Tony steps outside of his suit telling him, "You're right, and I'm sorry. So, if you want to take a shot at me, now's the time." Through his rage, Bruce begins to laugh, and then he hugs Tony. As the months begin to pass, Amadeus and his sister Mandy go out looking for Bruce in California because his body readings are going out of control, and Amadeus finds him laying on a beach, sick. Bruce says that he's got influenza. Isn't it amazing? It's the first time in years since he's been sick. So a little while later, Bruce finds himself in his hideout resting. Amadeus and Maddie make Bruce some soup, and suddenly there's a knock at the door. In comes Rick Jones and Jennifer Walters, and Amadeus asks, what are they doing here? Maddie says that she invited them. And Amadeus says the whole point of a secret hideout is to be secret. Rick tells him that he was in on this particular secret when he was in diapers. A short while later, everyone relaxes as Bruce continues to tack away at his computer. Rick tells him that he should stop with the sciencing thing and come play cards with them. And Bruce says maybe later. He's actually spending all of his time in Minecraft right now. Maddie asks if he's killed the Ender Dragon yet, and he tells her no. He's just been roaming around trying to find a jungle so that he can tame an ocelot. Maddie then asks if he's been setting up a base every night to stay in, and he tells her there's no need. He likes to play it on peaceful. Once Bruce finally falls asleep, Jennifer says that even though he's sick, Bruce seems so happy. She then tells Amadeus that she knows she had given him a hard time before, but she just wants to say. And as everyone turns back, they see Amadeus is gone. Elsewhere in the hideout, Amadeus looks at a vault, and Rick walks up stating that there's a lot of memories in that thing, particularly when he first watched Bruce change into that huge Hulk and lock himself in there. Rick goes on stating, well, that's all changed now, and then suddenly the door begins to close. Rick asks what's going on, and Amadeus says that he just wants to test something. Back out in the kitchen, Jennifer and Maddie begin to hear loud booms, and when they get to the vault, they see Amadeus breaking out of it. He tells him it really wasn't that strong, was it? Then he leaps away. Jennifer begins to chase after him, asking what the hell is going on, and he tells her that everything's fine, and Maddie flies by. A freeze beam fires out, and Amadeus comes crashing back down to the ground, and she tells him that's enough, he needs to tell them. Amadeus tells her that there's nothing to tell, but she stops him and says, fine, she'll tell him. She turns back to Rick and Jennifer and tells them that Amadeus has been having blackouts where he doesn't remember being the Hulk, which is why they came to talk to Bruce. Amadeus gets a word in though, stating that Bruce is finally at peace. He can't go dumping this on him now. Jennifer just begins brushing away the ice, stating that it's just the gamma radiation amping up his emotions. They can work through it. But as he changes back, Amadeus says that this is different. He literally blacks out. The last time he helped Enchantress raid a Dwarven fortress. Rick asks if he's hurt anyone, and Amadeus tells him no, but his fear is that what if him and the Hulk have different ideas of who should be hurt during that blackout? Rick says that maybe he should talk to Bruce. Amadeus returns to the hideout and he finds Bruce sitting at the table, and he tells him that he should be in bed. Bruce said he's actually reading up on the hero ring thing that Amadeus has been doing. He's kind of ridiculous, but he's really doing it, so he can finally let it go. Amadeus stops and says, yeah. Bruce notices the dubious yet troubled smile. Bruce then asks, have you killed anyone? Amadeus tells him no, and Bruce goes on stating, I did once. When I was 4, I watched my father kill my mother, and years later, I killed him. Though I didn't mean to. The fact is, I did. Amadeus tells him that he's not a monster, and Bruce says that that's what he's always said even when the people didn't believe it. And then he says that if he isn't scared of him, how the hell can he be scared of himself? Amadeus sneezes, and Bruce looks up stating, you're burning up. So Bruce helps take care of Amadeus just as they took care of him. And at the end of the day, Bruce can look out into the field and finally know peace. That is, until he was shot. You see, following these events, Bruce Banner was killed in the events of Civil War II. And Amadeus Cho, looking to him as a mentor, wasn't too happy about that. But that's a story that we'll be telling very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tale, which explains what Bruce Banner was doing when he didn't have his powers finally. And don't forget, if you enjoy these stories, subscribe to this channel for more, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Comicstorian. I'll see you next time right here.